Welcome to your seminar with Vector Marketing. My name is John, and I am the hiring manager for Vector Marketing of the South Towns District. If you remember from our interview, I did introduce myself briefly, and now I'm here today to train you on how to do the entry-level position for Vector Marketing. Today's agenda is the introduction and expectations, how to make a schedule, how to set up an appointment, how to do the appointment, and how to do paperwork. Number 1, introduction and expectations. Office rules. Work hard, have fun, be positive, be on time, be prepared, dress appropriate for the occasion. Different parts of the job require you to dress differently. So for training, obviously, if you're doing training at the office, you want to dress very professional. If you attend one of our sales conferences, you want to dress very professional. If you're doing an appointment with a customer, you can dress down a little bit, business casual. And if you attend our team meetings, you can dress very, very casual and comfortable, because sometimes, depending on the weather, we'll go out and have fun. We'll go get food. We'll go bowling. We'll go to the beach as a team and just kind of celebrate. And also, turn in your paperwork on time, communicate properly, respect yourself, others, your managers, and your workspace. Supplies. So when you attend the office for a review session, you will be receiving a manual, which will have all the information on how to do everything you're going to be taught today. So essentially the appointment and other stuff as well. The Blue Book, which is a catalog for your customers to look through and follow along while you do in-home demonstrations. And a Cutco sample kit, which has $450 worth of product to use, so you can demonstrate Cutco. Below, you'll see some pictures. These are what the supplies look like. So the manual, the Blue Book, and our kit. All right, I'll be referencing this a little bit throughout our training today, so that way you don't get confused on what a manual or a Blue Book is. Office communication. So I want you to write this down. My work cell number is also the PDI number. We'll go into this later on what PDI means, but 716-226-6559, and then also my email. Okay, so let's review the pay program. So reps get paid every Friday, and that's if you set up direct deposit, which is faster than a paper check through the mail. And you can actually start to set those up after you finish the emails that we have sent to you. Now, if you don't have direct deposit or a bank account, you'll receive your paycheck through the mail, and those typically come on Mondays. So let's talk about the base pay. So remember, we get $17.25 per appointment, and each appointment usually takes about 30 to 60 minutes, and that's about 45 minutes on average. That just depends on if somebody already owns Cutco and already knows about it, which those appointments go really quickly, or if somebody's completely brand new to it, or maybe you're familiar with the person, maybe you've known that person before and you're doing an appointment with them. It might take a couple more minutes, about an hour, because half of it will be catching up, half of it will be demonstrating Cutco. And that's guaranteed, not based on performance. The incentive pay. So every rep starts out the same, starts at 10%, because the job is very easy for entry level, and it increases by 5% every time a milestone is reached. So every time a rep hits a certain sales criteria, they get a new program, a new training, new opportunities, more responsibilities. They're able to work with different types of customers, and they get an increase in pay. So as you can see, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, up to 50% is the max. So for example, if somebody's at 30% commission, if they were to do 5, 10, 20, 40 appointments in a week, this would be their base pay for the week. That's guaranteed. But typically people make more on sales based on their performance, and that's how much people should make if they're doing their job right, based on sales. Number 2, how to make a schedule. So to start, let's look at how to make a schedule for Vector Marketing. Let's say that you've already finished training and you've already been working for a little bit. You've finished your 10-day practice period, and now you're just on a regular schedule. Now you can change up your schedule. You can work as much or as little as you want to. I'm going to pick a couple scenarios. Doesn't matter if you're working full-time, part-time, if you have another job, you have school, sports. I'm just going to make a general schedule based on somebody who's somewhat busy. Okay? So to begin, let's say you're a college student and you have classes from 8 to 2. And I know a lot of people don't like school, so I'm going to turn that into a gray color because it's just boring and dull. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 to 2. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays off from class. Now, let's just say you want to fill up appointments throughout the whole entire week, and you wanted to eat, sleep, and breathe, work, and that's all you were doing. School and work, which is not realistic. No one's ever going to do this many appointments, especially while they have classes, but just for fun, let's just show you what it looks like to do all of the appointment times that you could possibly do in a week with this type of schedule. Okay, keep in mind, I'm not going to make anybody work this much, and I'm only spreading out the appointments every 2 hours just to show you the representation of a schedule, because putting every hour would be, for now, a little overwhelming as far as an idea for how many appointments someone could do. All right, so I'm just filling out my schedule every 2 hours for now. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Okay, so let's say your maximum goal was 40 appointments that you could do. If you were to multiply that by 1725, then you would get about $690 guaranteed base. Ultimately, your paycheck should be 3 times higher than the base if you're performing. In this case, somebody doing 40 appointments should make an incentive pay of about $2,000. Okay, 20 appointments, okay, would be about $345 guaranteed base. All right, and their incentive pay would be 3 times higher than that if they're performing, and that would come up to be a little bit over $1,000 in income. Last but not least, say somebody's working and doing 10 appointments in a week. That's only 2 appointments a day, Monday through Friday, so barely working. And their guaranteed base would be $172 and some change. And therefore, their incentive pay would be $517.50 if they performed. Number 3, how to set up an appointment. All right, so in the manual that you'll receive, you would have to go to page 24. So right now I'm going to pull that up for you and walk you through it. And again, when you're in the office, we can fill in the blanks. All right, so let's go over the training appointments. So in training, when you're getting started to do your practice appointments, obviously you would have your list of people to call and you would just follow the script. Here are some tips. So obviously the quantity of MAC appointments, it's a big numbers game. So the more MAC appointments you do, the more sales that happen. And what a MAC customer is somebody who's married, ages 30, 60, and is owns a home and gainfully employed. You want to see your best customers first, and those are typically people that are MAC customers. And you don't want to overemphasize cuck on the phone. The purpose for the call is to schedule an appointment. You don't want to sell it over the phone. It's only a great experience when you actually show them in person. So speak directly to who you want to schedule. Don't relay the messages through other people. Don't text for appointments. That's just not professional and not efficient. Speak with a wife just because they're easier to talk to, especially since they're the ones who keep track of the calendar and the schedule for both husband and wife. Now, you want to stress the fact that, they don't have to buy anything. You're not there to sell, but, many people will tell you that, you can come over, but I'm not going to buy anything, but I'm interested in taking a look. Okay. It's okay. I get paid anyways. I just need a couple more appointments to hit my goal, right? Always give them a choice of 2 times. What time is better for you? 6 or 8? Or what day is better, Monday or Tuesday? Give them options, 2 options, versus the incorrect way. Oh, when can I come over? Or do you want me to come over? Or do you want to see my presentation? It's like a yes and no question. They have no idea what that is, and they don't know how long it would take. And, that's just going to lead them down like a negative response. So you want to set up a specific time. Don't have tentative appointments. Those generally fall through, like, oh, maybe this weekend, or I'll call you back, or, that's just not efficient. If you don't have your schedule in front of you to offer them times, then they're just gonna be like, oh, I'll get back to you. So you want to make sure that you're organized. You want to set up your appointments 2 hours apart at first, just when you're brand new, because then when you practice the appointments, you might take a little bit longer than normal. Obviously, after a few weeks, then you'll get really good at it. But also, not everyone will answer the phone. Use the 4-to-1 ratio rule. Basically, every phone calls, one person will pick up. Okay, so if you want to schedule 5 appointments, you want to make 20 phone calls. If you want to set up 10 appointments, you got to make 40 plus phone calls. All right. And those generally take, only 30 seconds a piece. If nobody picks up, 1 minute maximum if people do have a conversation with you on the phone. So it goes by really fast. Don't leave a message, just try again later if they don't answer. We haven't taught you guys how to do the text message follow-up, so don't do that yet. All right. But Cutco owners are the best prospects, guys. So if you talk to somebody on the phone who already owns Cutco, always schedule appointments with them. You want to call in waves. So you want to change it up a little bit, different times, different days, night, morning, right, throughout the week, because some people have different schedules. Eliminate distractions. You don't want to be in a loud place around any distractions at all, so pick a quiet place. Phone equals working. The only part of this job that involves work, honestly, is phoning to set up your appointments. When you're doing the appointments, it's honestly just fun. When you come to team meetings, those are just fun. The only part of the job that actually requires work is phoning, and you just got to do it. Don't call ahead. So once you have the appointment set up, don't call them in the morning and say, hey, don't forget about our appointment. Don't text them like, hey, we all set for today. You're basically going to open the door for them to reschedule, because it's kind of like being unsure. All right. They know they have the appointment time with you. They're going to be there. So you just want to make sure that on the phone that you're creating urgency and you're being direct and letting them know, like, hey, write this down in your calendar. Use urgency. Let them know that you're committed to your goals and you have a deadline, so they know it's important to you. And again, importance. Let your customer know how important your demo is. They'll see you right away, and they won't, schedule you last minute. They're not gonna, wait 3 weeks to do an appointment with you. If it's that important to you, then they're like, all right, sure. And there are your phoning tips. Let's go over your training approach. And there's some possible customer questions, all right, as far as digging into a schedule, but let's just stick to the first couple bullet points here. So the first 6 is actually setting up the appointment, and the last 6 bullet points are confirming the appointment. So I'm going to use Mr. and Mrs. Jones as an example, and let's begin. Hi, Mrs. Jones. This is John. How are you? Oh, great. All right, you catch up for a little bit. Well, the reason why I'm calling is I just started a great new job showing Cutco. As a part of my training, I'm required to put on some initial training appointments. You don't have to buy anything because I get paid just to show it. I want to do 10 appointments by Monday night to hit my goal. So I want to know if I could stop by tonight at 6, or would 8 p.m. be better for you? Okay, great, Mrs. Jones. Thanks a lot. This really helps me out. Do you have a pen? Could you put in your planner that I'll be there at 8 o'clock tonight? This appointment is really important to me, and I'm counting on it to keep my schedule booked. If something comes up and you have to reschedule, I won't get paid for this time slot. So are you sure this time definitely works? Okay, great. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to our demo. See you then. Bye. Number 4, how to do an appointment. So there's in-home appointments, and there's also virtual. Essentially, you'd be working with customers, showing them Cutco, and the outline for the appointment is just building rapport, getting to know customers, talk about the company background, the disadvantages of common products, features and benefits of Cutco, the Forever Guarantee. We introduce to them our most popular set, which is the Homemaker set. And then we talk about the summary and competitive brands. And then we go into other smaller sets, individual pieces, other different types of products. And essentially, then we just fill out paperwork and then receive referrals from our customers. So to start, let's talk about the in-home demonstration. And keep in mind, the virtual demonstration is the same, except you're not there demonstrating live with your customers. But all in all, the job is pretty much the same. Okay, so the scenario is you have an appointment with Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Okay, pages 1 through 17 is how the appointment is done, and we're going to walk you through it right now. All right, so to your right, you'll see the training manual, and to the left, you're going to see the catalog, which would be your blue book. So again, to your right is the training manual that you'll receive, and when you're in the office, we'll fill in the blanks. And then to your left is going to be the blue book that I showed you earlier, This is what the catalog will look like when you're showing your customers. All right, let's begin. So tips for your demo. Number one, follow the manual, cut a lot of food, have a lot of fun, and be courteous with your customers. Don't be rude. Don't walk on the lawn. Take your shoes off. Don't ring, knock the door. Best place to do demos are in the kitchen. It's the best environment. It's best to show husband and wife together. And if you're going to cut the penny demonstration, which we'll show you how to do later, I want to make sure the penny is after 1983 because it's softer and easier to cut and virtually costs nothing because they're made out of zinc. Customers should do all the food cutting. You do the rope, leather, and penny cutting. It's okay to bring food on your demos. Okay, we'll talk about that later. You want to stay in control of your Blue Book when you're doing your demonstrations in home. You don't want to just give it to your customer just to flip through because then that will ruin the flow of the interview. And you want to stay in control of your Blue Book and flip pages with your customer just because you don't want that to ruin the flow of your demonstration. You want to keep your sample kit closed and pull out pieces as the demo progresses, so that way customers don't get too distracted. And if customers ask about the prices, just say it's a surprise and you'll get to it in a little bit. And always use your cutting board and clean up in the sink before you leave, especially when you're getting referrals. You can clean up later and take your time so that they have time to write down a lot of referrals for you. Now, if your customer already owns Cutco, just do the full presentation. It's great practice since you're new. Ask them for customer testimonials. So basically have them write down how long they've had Cutco and how much they love it so you can show other customers in the future. All right, and test their Cutco on rope and leather to see if it needs sharpening or not. All right, and we'll talk more about that later as well. Okay, so let's begin the appointment. So as you're walking into the customer's home, and obviously you've introduced yourself, and then they obviously know that you're coming, and you're making your way to the kitchen table. Build rapport. It's really easy. I don't need to teach you how to make conversation, but this is how you do it. Now, I'm going to read through this whole thing, and I'm just going to fill in the blanks here, as you can see on the right side in the manual, what I would say if it was me, John Fasano, doing an appointment. Now, whatever I say in those blank spots, you do not have to, write down. I want you to write down something that's personal to you, what you would fill in here if you were to do the appointment, okay? So after we find something to compliment, right, asking them questions, getting to know them, give you some ideas here, the 6 Ps, then you can begin. And this is when you've already made it to the kitchen table and you're getting set up. Thank you so much for taking the time to see my presentation. It really means a lot. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I went to high school in Clyde, New York, near the Syracuse area, and I attended college at Hobart and William Smith in Geneva. Now, I majored in kinesiology, minored in psychology, business, and dance. In addition, I played football there for 4 years, and my hobbies include learning, playing sports, working out, and I have a big Italian family. My dream job is to work for Google one day in California. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, do you mind if I share some goals with you? I'm working with Cutco because I want to gain a valuable experience, learn new skills, build my resume, and make great income so I can achieve my goals in the future. I just started my Fast Start contest, and I have 10 days to hit 10,000 in sales. Through Cutco, I can earn a President's Club letter, which will look great on a resume. I also have a chance to win an All-American scholarship to help with school. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, since I just started, I'm going to read from my manual. Is that okay? Mr. and Mrs. Jones, since I just started, I'm going to read from my manual. Is that okay? Cool. Like I said on the phone, you don't have to get anything, but if you see anything you like, you can get it today. Not only would you be getting a great product, you would be helping me out too. Cutco is awesome. You can buy sets or pieces, and we have tons of accessories and gifts. We also have interest-free monthly investment options, so you don't have to pay for it all at once. We have an exciting new partnership with Utopian Coffee, which is the Cutco of coffee. Just so I know, do you cook because you have to, like to, or love to? Great, you're going to love Cutco. All right, next page, page 2. Before we begin, we're going to need your favorite straight edge knife, and steak knife. We'll also need a shiny penny, as well as food to cut up and snack on. Today, I'll tell you why Cutco is a top-selling American-made brand in the US. Then we'll take a look at our product line, and then review prices and specials at the end. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I only worked through referrals, so I hope you like me and Cutco enough to tell some friends about me. Let me tell you a little bit about the company. Since 1949, all Cutco knives have been made in the United States in our factory in Olean, New York. We sell over 200 million worth of Cutco annually and have over 16 million customers. And you may have seen us on TV on shows like Modern Marvels and Made in America. It's one of the only products you can buy once, use every day, and never have to replace. Cutco is a proud producer of many K-bar knives used by both military and law enforcement agents. Cutco is involved with many local and national charities, such as Feeding America, Make-A-Wish, and the Front Row Foundation. We donate over $600,000 each year to local charities and communities. To start off, I'd like to show you two products that demonstrate the quality of Cutco. First is our Super Shears. Everyone loves our shears. The high carbon stainless steel makes them good for everything in the kitchen, as well as indoor and outdoor projects. They are dishwasher safe and come apart for easy cleaning. Next is our Veggie Peeler. You've got to try out this peeler. It peels in both directions. All of our gadgets and accessories are guaranteed forever and dishwasher safe. A lot of our customers end up getting one of these two items for free. I'll show you how to do that later. Let me show you where we got the idea from Cutco. Page 3. Disadvantages of common knives. Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Most people have the world's most expensive set of knives. The average knife set is designed to last 2 years, so most households waste a ton of money replacing cheap knives over and over. You probably know this better than I do, but cheap knives have a lot of problems. There are two types of handles. Wood handles are attractive when new, but they are extremely unsanitary. They absorb liquids, bacteria, grease, and germs and retain odors. In several states, restaurants don't use wooden handles because of sanitation concerns. Plastic handles are usually cheaply constructed so they melt, chip, crack, and break. They are slippery when wet, which is extremely dangerous while you're cutting. Common knives are constructed very poorly. Most knives have a partial tang, with less steel, making them weak and unbalanced, so they break easily. And most rivets are made out of brass, which expands, contracts, and loosens, creating unsanitary gaps. There are two types of steel, carbon steel and stainless steel. Carbon steel is strong, but it rusts and corrodes, which is unattractive and unsanitary. Stainless steel looks good, but it's soft, so it won't stay sharp, and it's difficult to sharpen. Have some of your knives ever gone dull over the years, Mrs. Jones? Lastly, there are two types of edges. Serrated edges and straight edges. Serrated edges rip and tear your food and cannot be resharpened. Straight edges make a smooth cut, but they have to be sharpened constantly to remain effective. The hard cutting surface dulls a knife, not the food. Both of these edges directly contact the cutting board, dulling them quickly. A dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp one because you have to push harder. Complaints of low quality knives. The cost over time. Average juck knife is like $10, but an average set of 8 costs about $80. And if they replace that every 2 years for 40 years, that's 20 replacements. That's $1,600 on junk knives, which are unsanitary, unsafe, and unenjoyable. And keep in mind, these are individual pieces in their drawer. Now, complaints of common high-quality knives, you need to sharpen them constantly, hand wash them, not dishwasher safe, or they'll get ruined. You need to replace them every 7 to 10 years. So let me show you how Cutco has solved all these problems. Features and benefits of Cutco. There are 5 features that make Cutco the world's finest set of cutlery. How does that feel in your hand, Mrs. Jones? Great. Well, the first feature is our universal wedge lock handle, which fits any size hand. The universal design locks your hand into place, increasing control and safety while reducing fatigue. This makes Cutco more expensive, but it's worth it because it's comfortable and safe. The second feature is our thermal resin handle material, which will never chip, crack, or break. It's an expensive material to use, but it's worth it because it's dishwasher safe and sanitary. Now, the third feature is our full tang construction. Using the extra steel is more expensive, but it's worth it because it creates strength and balance. The 3 nickel silver rivets are flushed with the handle, making it strong and sanitary. The fourth feature is our very high grade steel, which is 440A. This steel is expensive to use, but it's worth it because it's the best of both worlds. It has high carbon for edge retention, and it's stainless for beauty, making it sanitary and sharp. The fifth feature is our most famous. It's our exclusive Stay Sharp Double D edge. Let's compare how the different types of edges work. So take out a cutting board and rope. We cut rope because it's tough like vegetables and meats, but it will not hurt your knife's edge. And remember, Cutco is sharp, so be careful. So number one, use customer serrated edge. Number two, customer straight edge. And then three, Cutco Petite Carver. Unlike a serrated edge, Cutco's Double D has three straight edges that smoothly cut forward, backward, and straight down. The points protect the recessed edges from dulling on the cutting board, keeping them sharp up to 10 years, and they can still be sharpened. While most of our knives have the Double D edge for cutting back and forth, some Cutco knives have straight edges for chopping, dicing, and precision cutting. This unique edge uses expensive technology, but it's well worth it. The Forever Guarantee. The best thing about Cutco is our 4-part Forever Guarantee. Cutco is one of the only products you can buy once, use every day, and never have to replace. The product is your proof of purchase, and you can pass it down generation to generation. Number one, the Forever Performance. If anything ever goes wrong with your Cutco, just send it back to the factory, and the company will fix or replace it for free. You'll never have to pay to replace your knives. Number two, Forever Sharpness. Whenever your Cutco needs sharpening, just send it back and it will be sharpened and polished for free. All you pay for is shipping. Number three, misuse or abuse. If you or your spouse ever happen to destroy your Cutco through abuse, you can get it replaced for half price. And number four, unconditional money back guarantee. We have a 15-day risk-free money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason at all, you can get a full refund. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, we can't always see both spouses together, so you can try out Cutco together for a few weeks risk-free to make sure you both love it. Guys, you only see that part if only one of them is present, okay? Cutco is such a great investment because you'll never have to buy another set ever again. And you can't beat American Made and Forever Guaranteed. Now, guys, if they do own Cutco and they want to know how to send their stuff back to get sharpened, then you can tell them how to do this here or just call your manager, ask them over the phone. Guys, and this is only for Cutco products. They can't send some of their, Wüsthof or Farberware to the Cutco factory. That's not how that works. Pages 6 and 7. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you can buy individual pieces, but most customers agree that over a lifetime, sets are a much better value. It's important to have the right tool for the right situation because of safety and efficiency. We have 2 larger set options for customers who love to cook, called the Ultimate and the Signature. But I'm going to start with the pieces in our most basic set, which is the most popular, which is called the Homemaker Plus 8 set. It has the minimum number of tools to do 100% of the jobs in your kitchen as efficiently as possible. It's the best value for your average family, and it starts with your paring knife. Paring knife. Cutco's Air Knife has a long handle, makes peeling and paring comfortable. You'll use this for small jobs in the air, but rarely on the cutting board. That's why you have your trimmer. This is your small utility knife for small fruits and veggies. Do you have a tomato or soft fruit we can cut? Mine has a pearl handle. Which color do you like better? Everyone loves the versatility, but it's never used for spreading or serving. That's why we have your spatula spreader. The wide, flexible Double D edge allows you to cut, spread, and serve sandwiches, bagels, lasagna, and cake. But you'll never use it on meat or large vegetables. That's why you have your Petite Carver. The Petite Carver is the large utility knife, which is your everyday meat knife for chicken, small roasts. It's also for large summer fruits and tough vegetables. Do you have any large fruit we can cut? Turning fork. The 3 sharp tines make it easy to turn meats and veggies and get things out of jars. None of these pieces so far are used for larger foods. That's why you have your butcher knife. This heavy-duty knife disjoints large meats and is great for melons and squash. It protects your other knives, but it's not a chopping knife. That's why you have your Petite Chef knife. The high knuckle clearance makes it comfortable and safe for dicing, mincing, and chopping. This delicate chopper is great for the 6 S's: soup, salad, stir fry, stew, stuffing, and salsa. Chef knives are for chopping, not slicing. That's why you have your slicer. It's the best bread knife in the world, and the Double D edge makes it great for cutting cakes, shredding lettuce, and slicing boneless meats. But it's not for anything with a bone. That's why we have your master carving set. It's like your spare tire. You won't use it every day, but you'll be glad to have it. Do you ever barbecue or host family dinners? You'll need it for barbecue, big roasts, and family occasions. Both forks are important. The turning fork picks food up while the carving fork holds meat down. Now, can you see how over a lifetime you're going to use every tool in your basic set? Great. So, table knives. To complete your table knives are used for every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The wide blade and rounded tip makes it safer, but with the double D edge, it cuts like a steak knife. Now, I recommend 2 table knives per family member, so you don't have to wash them after every meal. Let's test out your table knives on some tough leather. So number 1, steak knife from your customer. 2, Cutco table knife. Stack the leather strips that you cut and press down straight down. For customers who like the feel of a large steak knife, our 2 larger sets come with that option. Storage options. Mrs. Jones, it would be dangerous to have really sharp, high quality knives floating in the drawer. The most popular is our solid oak wood block, which looks great in a counter. We also have safe storage trays for storage in a drawer or on the wall. Cutting boards. Our sets come with free cutting boards. It's important to use a soft plastic cutting board. Glass, granite, and marble cutting boards are too hard and will dull your knives. We also have kitchen tools and an entertainer pack to complement your homemaker set. We have incredible kitchen tools and gadgets. This 5-piece dishwasher safe kitchen tool set replaces a drawer full of old kitchen tools. Our 4-piece entertainer pack has comfort grip handles and is, of course, forever guaranteed. Summary. Mrs. Jones, let me review why so many people choose to invest in Cutco. You'll always have sharp American-made knives that are comfortable, safe, and sanitary. Cutco is guaranteed to last forever, so it would be the last set of knives you ever buy. And Cutco saves a lot of money. Most customers who buy Cutco eat out less. If that saves $60 a month, that's $720 saved this year. Over 25 years, you'll save $18,000. There are several reasons why so many customers choose sets. Cutco sets have the right tool for the right job. Cutco sets have a built-in discount, so it's cheaper. Sets come with a free cutting board and other free stuff. Sets are much safer because they come in a block or a tray. And we have interest-free and monthly investment options, so you don't have to pay for it all at once. So let's take a break from the manual, and I'm going to teach you a lesson on value. And again, this is not in your manual, so I just want you to take notes. Now we're going to take a deeper look into other brands. You have a couple of these in your manual, but I want to show you everything. Selecting the best option. When it comes to high quality cutlery, it's like anything else. There's a wide variety of quality and prices. Cutco is top rated, so we only compare to the highest quality brands. I have a price comparison for our top competitors, Wusthof and Shun. Have you ever heard of them before? Okay, well, these high quality sets made overseas are 2 of the top selling brands in stores. Each brand has different types of sets, which range in price. Wusthof is the most popular. Now, the price for this Wusthof set is $3,435. Now, sometimes you can find it on sale for $2,000. There are some major differences between these brands and Cutco. Wusthof has mostly straight edges, so they need to be sharpened constantly, which is a hassle. They are not recommended for the dishwasher, and the warranty is on manufacturing defects only. Now, in comparison, Cutco has a unique wedge lock handle, exclusive double D stay sharp edge, and we have a 4-part forever guarantee, including our free sharpening. Cutco owners will tell you that it's 10 times better than any knives they've ever used. Just considering the guarantee and the unique features, most people would agree that Cutco is at least twice as good as Wusthof. Now, when something offers twice the quality and value and lasts forever, you would expect it to be at least twice the price. And at twice the price, you're talking over $4,000 to $6,000 for a set of Cutco. As I said earlier, our Homemaker Plus 8 set is our most popular set. It's perfect for families that cook 2 to 4 times a week. It has the 10 basic tools I explained earlier, 8 table knives, the wood block, and a sharpener for straight edges. We also have a homemaker set without table knives. If you were considering a set of Cutco, would you prefer the set with table knives? The great thing is that it doesn't cost 4 to 6 grand. In fact, it doesn't even cost as much as Wusthof of 2 to 3 grand. The Homemaker Plus 8 set is only $12.73 paid in full, which includes shipping. But most of our customers take advantage of our 5-month interest-free investment option, which is only $279 today and includes tax. Now, I'm going to write down the investment options on paper to show you the breakdown. So, $279 per month is only $64 per week, and then the cost per day is $9. So essentially, between husband and wife, it's only about $4.50 per day, which is essentially like a slice of pizza and soda. Buy now bonus. We have a bonus where if you buy now, I can give you a matching kitchen tool set, entertainer pack, or super shears for free. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you. Would you like to try out the homemaker set today and get your free gifts? And guys, make sure you be completely silent and wait for them to answer. Give them time to think. Okay. Now, if they say yes, or if they're unsure, this is how you would respond. So, say they say yes. Congrats, you're going to love your Cutco. While I write that up, let's look at accessories. By the way, do you drink coffee? Okay. Now, guys, if they're unsure, then just respond like this. If you don't mind me asking, what is it about the homemaker you're unsure of? And they'll probably say one of these few, guarantee it. If they do say anything, too much money, can't afford it, I need to think about it, need to talk to the spouse, too many pieces, can I only buy pieces, I definitely want to buy later. So, guys, this job is really easy when you learn how to handle and answer questions the right way. So, too much money, can't afford it, I need to think about it, need to talk to the spouse, etc. It all starts the same way. Typically, you should agree with them because it is, right? They're correct. You know, it is a lot of money. All right, guys. So this job is really easy when you learn how to answer questions. It'd be very rude to not respond back to somebody's concerns. So, you know, they love Cutco. They just don't know if the homemaker sets for them, but you want to give them the best chance to understand the value. So you want to respond the right way. So too much money, can't afford it. Need to think about it. Need to talk to the spouse. Too many pieces, can only buy pieces. I definitely want to buy later, etc. Okay. And usually you start out with responding, you know, I completely understand. I agree with you. Okay. That is a lot of money. However, through our 4-part forever guarantee, we can split it up over a 5-month interest free payment plans. And you also get 15 business days to try it out risk free. And then you can send it back if you need to. That's usually how you would respond, is agreeing and then talking about the payment plans, the forever guarantee, and the 15-day trial. And obviously, if they're still unsure, guys, then you just call the office, call John for, you know, a better deal. Maybe we can see if there's any specials going on, or you would just drop down to a smaller set. Next is our galley set, which has been recognized as a best buy by Consumers Digest. It's a perfect starter set, and it'll take care of all your needs. Paring knife for the air, trimmer for the small stuff, spatula spreader for sandwiches, a meat knife, a serving piece of veggie chopper, and a bread knife. And it still comes with 6 table knives. It's a few less knives for a lot less money. Instead of paying $12.73 for a homemaker set, the Galley Plus 6 set is only $9.19 or $202 per month for 5 months, interest free, which is only $47 per week. Now we have a buy now bonus where if you get the set today, it can still include the kitchen tools, entertainer pack, or super shears for free. Is that something you'd like to get today? If yes, congrats, you're gonna love your Cutco. While I write that up, let's look at some accessories. By the way, do you drink coffee? If no, offer something else instead, guys. You know, maybe they like other stuff than what you've offered for free. Okay. If those items don't excite you, I can replace it with barbecue tool set or a hunting knife. If they're still unsure, you know, call the office, see if we have any specials going on for that set, or just drop down. No problem. We also have starter sets. Next are our starter sets. These are the starter sets, great for building up over time and gifts for family and friends. And explain each set, guys. So you just say the name of it and the pieces that are in it, and that's typically shown in the blue book as well. Okay, so for example, here are our essential sets. We have the Essentials Plus 5 and the Basic Essentials. They both come with the Petite Chef, Petite Carver, Turning Fork, Spatula Spreader, and Paring Knife. And of course, the Essentials Plus 5 comes with 5 table knives, where the other one does not. Out of these starter sets, which combination do you like best? Obviously, most people love the table knives, guys, so I'll assume that they'll select the Essentials Plus 5. And then you just print them the price. This set is only $159 per month on a 5-month plan. In full, it's $717, but basically per week, it's $37 per week. Buy now bonus. If you get that set today, you can still have the blank for free. We could probably give them the super shears or something small for free. You can call the office or call John just to double check. Is that something you'd like to be interested in? Cool, congrats, you're gonna love your Cutco. Or, okay, no problem. Lots of Cutco owners customize their own set. Let me show you how that works, right? Now, what you wanna do, guys, is you go through each set. So you have the essential set here. You do the same thing over. Studio sets. Studio Plus 4 with 4 table knives. The basic Studio without table knives, right? You just talk about the pieces that are in it. You just name the name of those pieces in it. And then you mention the price, okay? And we'll fill this in when you come to the office next time. Space Saver set, all knife, kitchenette, gourmet, etc. Okay, and our cheapest set, right? We haven't even gotten to individual pieces yet or building their own set, but the sets that we already have, the kitchenette set, by the way, comes out to be $1.50 a day between husband and wife. So essentially $22 per week. Okay. So I know every customer in America who is looking to get stuff or is somewhat interested can afford $1.50 a day. That's kind of like car change. So if we do our job right and people love Cutco as they should, and we break it down for them and offer them free stuff or a good deal, there's no reason why people shouldn't walk away with investing in Cutco. All right. So again, if they don't see any sets they like, you go to the next page on page 12 and let them know they can customize their own set and you can still get stuff for free. Let's pick 5 pieces that are your favorite. And we just show them the whole list of all the individual knives that we have. They pick their top 5. We give them a good deal, show them the price, break it down, right? Call the office if we need to. Maybe drop down to 4 pieces instead of 5. Maybe drop down to 3, 2, see if what works with them. And, worst case scenario, if they buy 1 piece today, it reserves the buy now bonus for next time because they can always upgrade to the homemaker set later and they're not going to miss out on a great deal if they were to purchase at least their favorite piece. And that's definitely very affordable. So now, with that being said, guys, the wish list, you want to make sure that you have a list of all the stuff in the Blue Book that they love and want to get specifically. So when it comes tax time, Christmas time, next summer, birthday parties, anniversaries, they're going to look to add on to their collection of Cutco. And that's important for you to know so you can reach out to them every few months out of the year. All right. And we'll talk about set upgrades later. If people already own Cutco and you've done the demonstration, you got to the homemaker set and maybe they already own a homemaker set, right? We'll teach you how to upgrade sets. That'll be another time. If that happens to you on your demonstrations and your appointments, just call the office and we'll help you out. Last but not least, guys, reading through cookware, flatware, wellness mats, Utopian coffee, everything else, all the gifts and accessories that we have. We'll teach you how to do that another time. It's really simple. When people get the idea that the cutlery is the best of the best, they'll know everything else that we carry is the best of the best. And if they're in the market for it, they'll inquire and they'll be interested and they'll definitely buy cookware, flatware, etc. So your customers will typically guide you into it. All right, here's the catalog again, just kind of scrolling through all the different specialty products we have: sporting, fishing, hunting, gardening, barbecuing, gift sets, you name it. All right, a couple more pages here. We have sheaths for our knives. They don't get a storage option, of course. coffee. That's it. So after that, when people give you recommendations, and whenever you put their name down here, it's because they gave you 5 recommendations. So, for example, Mr. and Mrs. Jones gave you 5 recommendations. You would write down Mr. and Mrs. Jones right there. Now, if he gave you 10, put their name down twice. If they gave you 15, put their name 3 times. If they gave you 20, put down their name 4 times. So usually every time they give you an increment of 5, you can put down their name. So this is important because after you're done and you fill up this whole page, and you work with other customers, especially those who were recommended, you can show them the person that recommended them, and that's on the sheet. So what do you think they're going to do when you ask them for referrals? If Mr. and Mrs. Jones recommended Mrs. Robinson and they gave you 20 referrals, Mrs. Robinson's probably going to give you 20 referrals. Okay? So use this to your advantage. The approach. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, how'd you like my demo? Great. Go ahead and pull out your cell phone because there's one more very important part. Here's where you can really help me out. I get paid every time I show Cutco, but I can only show it to people I've been personally recommended to. So what I need you to do is while I'm cleaning up is to jot down 10 to 20 people who might be nice enough to help me out. I'm not looking for people who you think would buy, just nice people like you willing to take a look. Here's a pen and paper. Put down as many as you can. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it. So you smile, hand them pen and paper, clean up, etc. When you come back and you look at their sheet, say they gave you only 3, right? Oh, by the way, you can help me out and become a sponsor. If you can give me 5 recommendations, you become a sponsor. If you can give me 10 recommendations, you become a double sponsor. Once I get 50 sponsors, I can get a free piece of Cutco from my manager. Keep in mind, guys, if they give you 20 recommendations, we can give them a free piece of Cutco as well. So let them know that. Online demos. Mrs. Jones, I'm also able to do online appointments over the phone. Who do you know from out of town or out of state that might be willing to see my presentation? So now, guys, once you get all the recommendations, step 2 is a text heads up, right? How do you know these people? When's the best time to reach out to them? It's a lot easier when they know I'm calling. Can you please text them a heads up for me to let them know? And you want to copy and paste this message into your phone and text it to your customers when you're there, and then just have them shoot this text to them individually, the people they recommended, so that way they know your name, they know what you're doing, and if it's cool to reach out. And remember, 97% of people who recommended and texted say they're totally cool with it, and some of them very interested. Some of them might even own Cutco, so that's good news as well. Step 3, ask for Facebook permission, because a lot of the people they don't have numbers for, they can just say, hey, let's be Facebook friends, and go ahead and message some of my friends, and we can make a Facebook post, you name it. All right. Here's some hints for getting more recommendations and how to handle any concerns, but typically those usually don't come up that often, but we'll cover that when you're in the office next time. All right, and that's your appointment. So now all we got to do is learn how to do base pay, how to fill out an order form, and then we're done. And that's really simple. So we'll cover that in the next section. Number 5 is how to do paperwork. Next, we'll fill out a base pay sheet. And finally, I'm going to show you how to put orders online for your customers. So that way we can place the order and then it gets shipped to their home within a week. Number 6, future assignments. So to wrap this up, okay, I want you to text and or call, leave a voicemail if I don't pick up, but you'll call me, John, at 716-226-6559. And you don't have to email me, but you can if you'd like to. But all I want you to say is, hey, John, it's obviously plug in your name. I wanted to let you know that I have finished the training video, and I'll talk to you soon. So that way, guys, I can know that you're done when you're doing this from home, and that way I can reach out to you and give you the next step to getting finished with our training process. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.